working? Okay, maybe. Hopefully this will work. Good morning, everyone. Here we are for day 8. Day 8 already of the counting of the Omer. This time of tremendous transition between being stuck and being free. This time of journey.
To lead a better life. Need my love to be near.
The time when we read the Song of Songs.
Here. Changing my life with a wave of a hand. Nobody can deny that there's something there.
Something there.
There. Running my hands through her hair. Both of us thinking how good it can be. Someone is speaking, but she doesn't know he's there. I want her everywhere, and if she's beside me, I know I never care. Not to love her is to need her everywhere. Knowing my love is to share. Each one believing that love never dies. Watching her eyes and hoping I'm always there. I'll be there, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere.
So we say a blessing for the counting of the Omer and for learning on this day 8. So we're through. Excuse me.
Bless you.
We're through 1 week. We're through Chesed, and now we enter into Netzach. Netzach?
No.
No,
Gevurah.
Gevurah. Sorry, Gevurah. Gevurah. So we go through, these cycles of attributes, of sensibilities, of godliness. And we start this week with a new one, Gevurah.
I have a good poem about it.
Okay. So we'll start with the counting of the Omer.
No. Learning. וערבנה אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפי עמך בית ישראל ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל. כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. Amen. Oh God, make the words of your teachings pleasant on our lips and the lips of all of those who come into our circle, so that we can spend the time in learning for what?
Shema.
For the pure pleasure of it. Blessed are you who teaches to your people in this fashion. Amen.
Amen.
You didn't use the microphone today?
Oh, I could.
Do you want to?
Well, I get a little nervous, but I can try it. Shall we try it?
Yeah, try it. We'll see. Just see if it works.
Okay. Sorry. All the technical stuff here, not so easy.
Yeah, try it. We'll see. Just see. There's
Okay.
there you go.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Does that work? Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So we have that. We have our learning. We have our 8th day of the.
Very sensitive.
Yeah. What's that?
That's the background. Yeah.
Okay.
We were recording ourselves twice. Okay, my love.
Okay. Ready? Do you have
I do. I have yesterday's too, but I don't know. Do we need to do that?
No.
Probably not. But I have a nice poem to go with it.
Okay, so Omer counting, day 8, entering a whole new week.
Counting 2 weeks. Chesed within Gevura. Chesed, the key is chesed, love. Gevura, restraint. Restraint.
Mm-hmm.
Within the context of, so today is the context of love within a week of self-reflection. This is going to be a week of restraint, so to speak. Keep coming back here. You had some stuff happen. You'll get your soul back. Stop and listen a while, assembling to existence. Your hand, your version. First day of every week begins with love, chesed. This week, the restraint, within the restraint of gevura, patience, the meadow. The key, chesed, love. Gevura, restraint. Tiferet, beauty. First triad. Middle triad. Netzach, you think you know. Hod, you don't. Yesod, foundation. And then Malchut, the spigot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitchem b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu asfirat ha'omer. Hayom shmona yamim shehem shivu echad v'yom echad la'omer. Today is day 8 of the Omer, which is 1 week and 1 day of the Omer. Your spiritual alignment. Now here's the bonus piece for today.
Okay.
This is called Dr. Mahali Teaches the Omer. Quote, it begins with an epigraph. Almost all your certainty is misplaced.
Can I say one
How
thing
does she
about this,
work?
though? So I don't know if other people are paying attention, probably we just us, but there's in the world of the reform.
Oh, no.
I just want to say something about Dr. Mahali
Yeah.
because when people talk about how sad they are to lose the campus of Cincinnati for rabbinical studies, it's because of teachers like this. But they're not there anymore. So
Okay.
that's all I wanted to say.
All right.
Because Dr. Mahali was one of those teachers for you.
We call this piece Dr. M Teaches the Omer.
Okay.
The epigraph is almost all your certainty is misplaced. You like that, don't you?
I do.
I know you do.
I do.
Epigraph, almost all your certainty is misplaced. Fountain, its origins toward love, chesed. Love overflowing, bordered by gevura, restraint. Lifted and balanced into tiferet, beauty. With netzach, a renewal of confidence. Second pass, you think you know. You don't know. Moderated by hod. Settling into synthesis, yesod in your body. With malchut, your hand on the spigot. Open, not open. Okay.
Yeah, that really takes you to the edge of these.
That's the whole system.
Yeah.
Dr. M teaches.
I think that's kind of what Song of Songs invites us to do. Invites us to live a little deeper. Under appreciating the surface, seeing the surface for what it is, the beauty of it, and letting the beauty invite us into something deeper.
I just had a thought.
What was your
I was inspired by a thought.
thought? But isn't that right? Yeah. What's your thought?
I have to be a poet at the gig in a couple of weeks
Mm-hmm.
at Joe's Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I might devote it to the Omer and speak the Omer poems with a drum.
That'll be good.
I think that's what I'll do.
Yeah. Maybe you use your thing that they made you, the
Oh,
podium
that's too
that's a
hard to
drum.
get over there.
That's not that big.
But that would be nice. That's an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
Okay.
Such a
That's fun.
small stage, but hey, you know better than I.
Yeah. Well,
Somebody
I'm glad-
made me a talking
Yeah.
podium.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's a drum, but it's a podium. It's pretty cool.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, what the heck?
What the
Accept
heck?
that. I'll help you.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's get cooking.
So, chapter 2, we begin chapter 2 in Song of Songs, this amazing, beautiful book that, again, uses beauty and uses the mirror of the natural world to draw us into something within ourselves. Um, we say that there's infinite outwardness, but there is also infinite inwardness. But what is it that opens those gates?
I'd like to just say hello to some people who are watching.
Oh,
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Hi, Larry.
Hey, Alyssa.
Love to see you here. Hello, Rebecca. Good morning. Samantha, you're so sweet. Debbie, good to
Debbie.
see you, dear. Let's see.
Alyssa.
Alyssa. Hello, Alyssa.
Joy. Wow.
Alyssa's loyalist. Samantha, Joy. Hello, Joy. Joy from Los Angeles. So
Friend
nice to
Vicky.
see her. Vicky. Hi, Vicky.
All right.
That's so good. Oh, Joy, I wish you could join us too, Joy. That's great. Hi, Larry. Oh, that's so nice. Okay.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the early days of television.
So, what's so beautiful about this poem, the very beginning, the first 3 verses of chapter 2, is it really is a dialogue. It's a dialogue between this Shulamite woman and her lover. We don't know who he is. Of course, in the more traditional texts, it's assumed to be Solomon. Some even David, but definitely a king. But I think we're understanding.
Or maybe he's like a king,
Well, somebody who's elevated, and because in this poem, when she begins, right, I am the rose of Sharon, or Ani, right?
Are we on the
Havatzela.
Ani Chavatzelet Hasharon.
I am this humble.
This is a dislegamenon.
Yeah, right.
Only appears twice.
Right,
Here
right.
in Isaiah. We
In
should look at that Isaiah.
Isaiah, it's in Isaiah
35:1.
35:1.
You got a Tanakh there?
I do. Actually,
That's all right. We'll get to
I
it.
could look it up. It says in 35:1, I think he tells us here. It's seen as a lily. Do you want me to look here? So
No, it's all right.
Talk about the.
I guess we understand it either as a lily or a rose.
Or a narcissus.
Or a narcissus. What's a narcissus? It's like a lily.
Oh, like
we should ask
Israel.
You know who we can ask?
Who?
Vicky.
Oh, Vicky. Yeah, Vicky. Vicky's the flower lady. Vicky, this is for you. Here we go. All these flowers. She is. But then he answers. So she says.
The Septuagint, the Greek translation
is lily.
Has it as a lily, as does the Vulgate. But
Targum and Sadia, narcissus. Ibn Ezra and Kimchi as rose.
Yeah, rose because of the thorns, but some of the commentators are quick to point out not necessarily thorns here, but thistles. Thistles. So
that's the second part. He says, so he responds to her, but but she says, so the idea here is that, who am I? I'm just...
It's a common flower.
I'm a common meadow flower. I'm out of place in all of the glory of your world, all of the beauty of your world, all of the, luxurious surroundings of your world. I'm just a common flower.
Vicky says daffodil and jonquils.
Oh.
Also narcissus. Very nice.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, and they grow plentiful,
Mm-hmm.
So, but then he says, but you are a shush. It's beautiful. This is such a beautiful image here, and just a beautiful phrase we can use so many times.
So his voice comes in the second verse, right? His voice is...
Yeah, he says, but you are a lily
among thistles.
Or among
like
thistles.
Such
is my love. Such are you.
You
among
are better.
All of the others. You're, you stand up
compared to the other girls.
Mm. That's a story of my grandfather, remember?
Yeah.
So it's a long story, but my grandfather, blessed memory, Sabutai, when he found my grandmother in this little town outside of Salonika, the
Drama.
story was, and Drama, in Monastir, actually, they it was Shabbat before this at the story they told us all the time. Shabbat, he came into this town, he was a merchant, and he saw the beautiful young women lined up by the well, ready to get water for Shabbat. And he had bought flowers. And he gave each one a flower, and then he went and he smelled each flower. And only when he got to Sarika, my grandmother, he said, ah, the most fragrant of all, Shoshana bin Kochim. So that was the story I grew up with.
This is a story straight from the songs.
No, but they told it.
I know.
Before,
Where was he? He came from Istanbul.
Yeah, he came from Kastoria. So yeah, near Istanbul, which is his family, and she took him home for Shabbat, and then he took her away. Yeah, they had my Aunt Jerry, and then
great stories.
Reina. They had Reina.
Belongs here.
And then they decided, he said, I don't want to fight in an army that's not for my people. And they were going to conscript him. And so they got on a boat and they came to America in 1916 and came through Ellis Island.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet and difficult.
So that's what he says to her.
But
you are... and then she answers. So she gets the last word in this poem, right? So read the last one.
The third verse?
Yeah, because this is the she answering.
Ketapuach ba'atzei haya'ar. Kein dodi ben habanim.
This is my beloved.
Betzilo himadati v'yashavti. Ufirio matok l'chiki.
Really, she's the bold one here, what she says. My beloved among the young men is a branching apricot tree, right? Or apple tree?
Apple or something, yeah, who knows? An apple.
Some kind of apple, some kind of fruit tree.
Apple would be rich in associations, that's for sure. Among the Greeks, pleasure, love, in Arabic and Persian poetry. And the line is long compared to the rest of the poetry here.
Sweet and fragrant he is.
Ein dodi, so my beloved, ben habanim, among the boys.
So she ignores his compliment, it suggests here, and just goes right back and says, but you, in that shade I linger, tasting the fruit.
Matok. It's sweet.
Really?
It's sweet to my taste.
Yeah. Sweet. That is quite a poem. And I love that it's, it's back and forth, that she is this kind of humble, but sure of herself,
Yeah.
You don't get the feeling that she's putting herself down. She's just kind of telling the truth. She says, look.
Just it's nothing special,
I'm nothing special. I'm just one more of those common flowers. But what he sees something. Maybe because, because she's so clear about who she is. And not, all kind of pretentious like the women of the court as he perceives them. And so he sees her.
So let's close that poem. Right?
Yeah. So that takes us into, we're entering chapter 2 with this poem. And we'll keep going.
Let's make a prayer for healing before we finish.
Okay. You want me to just read you Marcia Fox?
Sure.
Let's just do Marcia Fox on this one. Because she really, she takes us in a whole other place. Because, again, she's a poet. So let me just give you this one. Because it's very different from, the the traditional one that we just really kind of took
Mhm.
from the Sensino. So she says, in sandy earth or deep in valley soil, I grow, a wildflower thriving on your love. He says, Narcissus in the brambles, brightest flower, I choose you from all others for my love. And she says, sweet fruit, tree growing wild, within the thickets I blossom in your shade and taste your love. Nice, huh?
Very nice.
Marcia Falk, wonderful poet, did her own interpretations and own poetry of the Song of Songs. So we read that along with the traditional translation of, we both used Sansino today.
And Jasper.
And Jastrow, right? But no surprise that Shir HaShirim is put with Passover, right? It's the Megillah for Passover.
Also to remind, I love the figure of these three texts associated with Solomon, associated with different parts of his
Yeah, I
life.
know. Yeah.
The Song of Songs and Proverbs and Ecclesiastes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So say that again, because I think that's our big question, I guess, to everyone too. By the end, is Shir HaShirim the young person's poem, as most suggest, or is it that rich, kind of mature love that you only really appreciate in old age? Might be. Typically, it says Shir HaShirim is the youth. Proverbs is what we need as we're growing, and Ecclesiastes, realizing it's
Some
a
of the
time
shine
to
is
be
off.
born and a time to die,
Some of
and
this-
what's the point?
Some of the shine off of existence.
That's a nice way to say it. Maybe not. Maybe this
Refuat
love
nefesh u'refuat haguf.
comes at the end.
For the healing of the spirit, the healing of the body, for those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, the angel Michael, on my left, the angel Gabriel, in front of me, the angel Uriel behind me, the angel Raphael above my head, above my head, above my head. Shekhinah Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim, blessed are you, great healer. Amen, 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 amen.
COVID, cancer, and Alzheimer's, and other diseases that we cannot yet cure. Mental illness, people suffering with mental illness. We love you. We see you. We feel you. And thanks for joining us this morning. Hope everybody has a great day and a Shavua Tov. A Shavua Tov. See you tomorrow morning.